Hi guys, this is Eunice and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of our greatest herbs, one of those herbs that we need. A lot of people are in need of this herbal medicine. We're talking about valerian root. Valerian root is a great herb for insomnia, depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. And we do have a lot of that stuff going on today and everything. And it's also has a lot of other benefits as well. So this herb is not for to use for long term, but it is used. When I say that, I say use it and then stop it, and then if you have to, go back and use it again. It's not, I don't believe it's meant to be used for a straight year and this and that and so far, and all that. And you have to be careful because this is a strong herb, but a natural herb, which is what a lot of people want to get onto, is something natural to help them with their issues and things like that. So we're going to get into valerian root, and so far. Valerian root is a herb that you can grow. I believe you can grow it pretty much. I'm not going to say Florida where we are because the soil is real bad, but anywhere you have good soil, that is where you can actually grow your valerian root and things like that, and all that. So valerian root is commonly known for again, anxiety, depression, and things like that, and for insomnia. So these are the three factors that most people seek out valerian root for sleep insomnia, because it is a good natural sleep aid, for anxiety, which is great for calming the mind, and depression, again, for calming the mind and things like that. Those are the three. Whenever I get a call for valerian root, it's one of those things that are there and so far. But valerian root is also great for menstrual pain, menopause symptoms, and so far. Do get a few of those calls for menopause symptoms and things like that, but mainly it's for those other three things I just mentioned. And it's also good for ADHD, excuse me, ADHD, and so it's good for children as well. I would say urban medicine for 12 and older, and so far is pretty safe, and so far for that's the recommended age, and so far that I would want to or felt kept good about giving children herbal medicine, even though it's a natural medicine and so far, natural herb and so far, you need to know what they're taking, if they're on any other medication and things like that. And the same thing for adults and so forth. Anytime you're taking medicine and so forth, that's always a concern for what type of medicine you're taking, what other illness you have, and things like that. So that is one of the reasons I always recommend that you seek a herbalist or healthcare provider, because they can research the medicine you're taking, your symptoms, and all this and that stuff, and recommend what herb that will interact with that medicine in a good way. Okay. Valerian root again, it improves sleep because it is a natural sleep aid. It does reduce the insomnia, anxiety, stress. It's great for muscle pain too, muscle relaxer and so far. And I know quite a few people that have back issues and things like that, and they may inquire about valerian root for that muscle pain, muscle relaxer. So it does aid that. It does help relax the muscles and so forth, and everything. and it's heart healthy as well. So it is heart healthy as well. So valerian roots actually have a lot to offer of people of, I won't say of all ages, because my recommended age is 12 and up and everything. But it is a good herb to have if you have any of those symptoms and so forth, like you have insomnia, you are depressed, start to have anxieties, and also too, anxiety and depression is two different things. It has two different meanings. A lot of people think when you are have anxiety and so forth, you're depressed. Not necessarily true, even though your anxiety may run you into depression. But if you have anxiety, you can handle that one symptom alone and so forth, and before you get to the depression or depressed state and all that. So an anxiety could be like a quick panic attack or something like that as well. It can come on quickly and go quickly as well. Stress also too. Stress and depression kind of similar but different and so forth. Depressed, that means that you already gone through the stress levels and so forth. So now you are in a total depressed level and so forth. So there is a difference and so forth. If you speak to a psychiatrist and so forth, they'll explain all these levels and things to you. But there is a different meaning for each of these symptoms: uh, anxiety, stress, and depression, which are all similar, but they are different. So Valerian roots aid each of these symptoms, each of these symptoms, and so far. Also, it works as a sleep aid, reducing insomnia. A lot of people can't get to sleep. A lot of people believe that 4 hours is good, and some people can't even get 4 hours. But anyway, it helps in a natural way to help relax your body, and all that to help you to get to sleep. And if you are a person, which I know a lot of people who has back issues and so forth and everything, so it's a good herbal medicine for someone who I won't say have back damage, disc damage, and things like that. Let's just say somebody who has backache and so forth from bending all day, working. Just as your tired feet, you come home from work, you got tired feet and so forth, your feet's aching and blah, 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 and so forth, and things like that. Valerian root is good for that type of aid and so forth, for relaxing muscles and things like that. Relaxing, pain, relaxing the muscle so that it, help you to relieve the pain in your back and whatever and all that. So valerian root is pretty good for that as well. And again, it's heart healthy and all that. So it is a good time to learn about these herbs and so far, even if you may not be interested in them and so far. I am or am thinking about an herbal class for the summer and so forth, even though the summer is approaching and all that. If anybody, wants to learn about herbs and so forth, let me know. I would like to at least have at least a few people that's interested in herb before I put my class together and all that. But I would like to put the class together and to, start, doing herbal medicine lessons and things like that. It took me a minute to get started, but I did take a herbal class. I took actually two, because I wanted to become a master herbalist and so forth. In my first class I took was to become a herbalist and so forth. And these are short classes. They're not long classes and things like that. as a herbalist, you're going to always continue learning. There's always a new herb around the corner that you don't know about. Somebody's going to pop up and ask you, "Oh, do you have that? Do you have this?" And you don't know, you don't have it. So that's a new herb for you to learn and all that. So yeah, there's always a learning in herbal medicine and so forth. And I've been in it a long, long time now, and I'm still learning. So, and as I'm learning, I, will be able to give you what I have learned and also help put you on a path to continue learning as well. So yeah, it's just something to think about. And so far, I thought about it before. But anyway, it is something that, if anybody's interested in learning about herbal medicine so far, it's good to know. Even if you don't do anything with it, but help your family stay, live a healthy and wellness life, it's good to know about herbs and things like that and so far. And you can always Google it, go on Google herbal medicine and so far, but it's still not as good as actually learning and knowing and holding, feeling and looking at that herbal medicine for yourself and things like that and so forth. That's how you learn, by looking, doing, yeah. And learning the medicine and so forth, learning, what it does, seeing the medicine, formulating it yourself, and all these things and so forth. That's how you learn. But yeah, Valerian root is our herb for the this week and so far. And the reason it would has came up again, I think I talked about it once before, and the reason it came up again is because I was contacted by a I think a client, existing client, I can't remember if it was existing client or new client, and so far that wanted to know about valerian root, if it's safe or something, for some medicine that she's already taken and things like that. Yeah, so even if you just do that and so forth, find a herbalist and so forth, just ask them. I don't know if herb oil people charge and so forth, but if it's a quick conversation and I know things about the top of my head that I don't have to go look for and so forth, there is no charge for information and so forth. That's why we're here, and that's why I'm giving you all this information free of charge and everything. And if you call me up and so forth, and I just happen to know something about what you're asking for, I'll just give you the information, free information and so forth, so that you can go on your day. And everybody wants to live a healthy and wellness life and so forth. Um, as they say, I don't say it, but as they say, um, life is not worth living if you not, if you can't live your life and so forth, or do things you want to do and so forth. Some people feel like life is not worth living, so you want to stay as healthy as you can, I should say, so that you can do maybe not all the things you want to do, but at least some of the things you want to do and so forth, to make life even better for you, to keep that brain good, health, brain health wise and so forth, so that you don't have the anxiety creeping in, or the stress creeping in, and depression coming in and so forth. And do remember the difference between those and so forth and everything, the anxiety, stress, and depression and so forth. It is similar but different and so forth, and all that. So learn those and so forth, and what will help you and so forth. And as I said, valerian root is well known for those symptoms and so forth, and that's what most people contact me for. Is to inquire about that and so forth and everything. So thank you for joining me today, to discuss and learn about valerian root, and I will see you back on next week with another herbal knowledge. All right, bye.